Golf has given us many compelling stories, but few are as dramatic as the career arc of Phil Mickelson. Known affectionately as Lefty, Mickelson's journey through professional golf reads like a Hollywood screenplay, complete with breathtaking triumphs, devastating falls from grace, and an unexpected redemption that captivated the sporting world. Phil Mickelson burst onto the professional scene in the early 1990s with a smile that could light up a golf course and a game aggressive enough to make traditionalists nervous. Unlike many of his peers who played conservatively, Mickelson attacked pins, went for impossible shots, and won over fans with his fearless approach. He was the people's champion, signing autographs for hours and never losing that boyish enthusiasm for the game. The accolades came early and often. Mickelson won his first professional tournament while still an amateur at Arizona State University, a feat that announced his arrival on golf's biggest stage. He turned professional in 1992 and quickly established himself as one of the game's elite players. But for all his talent and early success, one achievement eluded him: a major championship. For over a decade, Mickelson was perhaps the best player never to win a major. He finished second or third at majors 9 times before finally breaking through. The best player without a major label weighed heavily on him, and each near miss seemed to add another layer of doubt. Critics questioned whether he had the mental fortitude to close out golf's biggest tournaments. Then came 2004 at Augusta National. On the final hole of the Masters, Mickelson faced an 18-foot birdie putt to win his first major championship. When that putt dropped, Mickelson leaped into the air with pure joy, and golf fans everywhere celebrated with him. It was a moment of redemption, validation, and the beginning of a golden period in his career. Over the next 9 years, Mickelson added 4 more major championships to his resume. He won the Masters again in 2006 and 2010, cementing his status as one of Augusta's all-time greats. His 2013 British Open victory at Muirfield, where he shot a final round 66 to come from behind, is considered one of the greatest closing rounds in major championship history. Mickelson had become a legend, a surefire Hall of Famer, and one of golf's most beloved figures. But then came the fall. As Mickelson aged into his 40s, his game began to decline. More troubling were the controversies that began to surround him. He became entangled in an insider trading investigation, eventually paying back over $1 million to settle civil charges. His gambling habits, long whispered about in golf circles, became more public. Reports emerged of him wagering astronomical sums, creating questions about his judgment and priorities. The nadir came in 2022, when Mickelson made comments defending the Saudi-backed Live Golf League. Despite acknowledging Saudi Arabia's human rights record, his words sparked outrage across the golf world. Major sponsors dropped him, fellow players criticized him. Mickelson disappeared from public view for months, and many wondered if his reputation could ever recover. The man who had been one of golf's most popular figures had become one of its most controversial. When Mickelson did join Live Golf, it seemed like a mercenary move that would forever tarnish his legacy. He was no longer the smiling fan favorite, but rather a symbol of golf's bitter civil war. Many fans turned against him, and his absence from traditional PGA Tour events felt like the end of an era. At age 52, it appeared Mickelson's best days were long behind him, both on and off the course. Then something remarkable happened. In his first major championship appearance after the controversy, Mickelson showed flashes of his old brilliance. While he didn't contend seriously, simply seeing him compete again reminded people why they had loved watching him in the first place. Slowly, gradually, public opinion began to soften. Mickelson acknowledged his mistakes, spoke more thoughtfully, and let his clubs do more of the talking. The comeback wasn't about winning tournaments or reclaiming his spot atop the golf world. Instead, it was something more profound: the redemption of his character and legacy. Mickelson began to repair relationships, show humility, and demonstrate that people can learn from their mistakes. His appearances at major championships were celebrated rather than protested. Fans cheered for him again, remembering the joy he brought them over 3 decades. Today, Phil Mickelson's legacy is complex. He's a 6-time major champion, a Hall of Famer, and one of the most talented golfers ever to play the game. He's also someone who made serious mistakes, showed questionable judgment, and learned hard lessons in the public eye. But perhaps that's what makes his story so compelling. Mickelson's journey reminds us that our heroes are human, capable of both greatness and failure, and that redemption is always possible for those willing to earn it. The rise, fall, and comeback of Phil Mickelson isn't just a golf story. It's a story about talent and hubris, mistakes and consequences, and the possibility of finding your way back when you've lost your path. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to our channel for more compelling sports documentaries and untold stories from the world of athletics.